sophomores on the court right now for the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, Illinois has had a strong defensive start. Michaela Blake's the leading scorer in the country, yet to score in this game.
Ciara Parchment, one of the freshmen, goes to work, hangs on the rim, and just drops off of it. Here's Michaela Blake's all eyes on number 1, SEC Player of the Year. Goes into traffic and draws a hard foul.
Michaela Blake so efficient at getting downhill to that right side, comes off the screen. Earlier in the game, Illinois had done a better job of cutting her off, but this time the help comes in a little bit too late. And Michaela Blakes will head to the free throw line, where she is top 5 in the country in free throws made this season. 198 coming into these two.
Well, Michaela Blake's is already considered a program changer here at Vanderbilt. A win tonight to get to the first Sweet 16 since 2009 for this program. Her legacy would grow even more. It has been a record-setting season. Blake's already in rarefied air for points scored in the first 2 years, chasing Cheryl Swoops and Caitlin Clark. Elite company, just a sophomore.
And she went for 30 here in the first round.
Blake strips down the rebound. In attack mode. Told us yesterday she looks to hunt easy buckets early. Handing it off this time. Washington in a tussle. Jump ball called. Well, if you're watching us on ESPNU, switch over to ESPN2. That's where we will be for
at the right time, because she is only a sophomore. Hit her 1,000th career point in 42 games. Not just the fastest in Vanderbilt history, the fastest in the SEC since the SEC became an NCAA affiliated league.
But it's not just the Michaela Blake show. You look at the Who's on the Floor presented by Capital One. This is a well-rounded group for Shea Ralph and this Commodores team. And right on cue, Sasha Washington earns her first basket of the night. And for Illinois, very young group, the youngest team in the 68-team tournament field. But they have played unafraid. 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores on the floor right now for the Fighting Illini. One of them, the freshman Destiny Jackson, got the offensive rebound. Misfires the shot. Another offensive rebound, rejected. Washington says no.
Shea Ralph wasn't pleased, though, with that offensive rebound. She's going right to the bench. Someone's coming out after they did not block out on that attempt.
Number 3 in white, Aubrey Galvin, the SEC Freshman of the Year, has it here. Guarded by Destiny Jackson. That is a matchup to watch tonight. 2 really talented freshman point guards.
Sasha Washington, such an instrumental part of this team. The 5th-year Commodore. She scored on one end. She gets a big block on this end. She had a big game in the first round. A 17-rebound double-double.
Blake's pull-up pop. Got it. Michaela Blake's first basket of the night. Certainly not her last for the nation's leading scorer.
Yeah, it took some time to get her going a little bit. Credit to Illinois. They've been defending her tightly, going over screens. So Michaela Blake's may just have to feel out this defense a little bit.
Wallace lines up the 3 off the mark. Another offensive rebound. Can they cash in? Rolls off the rim, no good. And the Illini are dominating the glass, but they've got nothing to show for it. Another opportunity here. Illinois has missed their last 11 shots as Destiny Jackson goes to the line to shoot 2.
Michaela Blake's the nation's leading scorer. She rejects the screen, takes it to the right, and just gets that defender to fall back. And then this is one that we are watching. Destiny Jackson, Big Ten all-freshman team, had a double-double in the first round, was on triple-double watch. 16 points, 11 rebounds from the 5'6" guard.
They did it all in that win against Colorado, and just 1 assist away from setting the single-season assist record at Illinois. So you got to give the Fighting Illini some credit. Despite shooting 3 of 16 to start this game, they're only down 4.
Yeah, and they have defended well. As we just saw, it took Michaela Blakes almost 7 minutes to get her first field goal to drop, and then they have been active on the offensive glass.
Blake scoop to the hoop for 2. Back to... Well, Galvin, the pride of Deerfield, Illinois, was overlooked in her recruiting, and Illini head coach Shauna Green told us yesterday, good for her.
The hidden gem. She said, I don't care about lists. I don't care about size. Galvin, 5'6", has had a monster freshman season.
Now, Galvin's brother goes to Illinois. Her father went to Illinois, grew up in Illinois, and now trying to knock them out here in the second round. Vanderbilt on a 14-2 run. Passat, that was a heat check. Couldn't connect on it. Jackson trying to get something going. Illinois has missed their last 13 shots. That rim's off no good. Make it 14 misses in a row. The youngest team in the 68-team field trying to weather the storm on the road. Can they get a basket to finish this first quarter? No! Taken away! Blakes with 8 seconds to work with. Blakes double teamed. Missed it. Well, Vanderbilt doing it with defense. Illinois scoreless for the final 3 minutes of the opening quarter. Vandy up 13. Galvin has formed a great backcourt duo with Michaela Blakes. Justine Passat stays hot. 7 points for her early.
That already outdoes her numbers from the first round against High Point. She only had 6 points. It was 2 of 4 from deep. She is aggressive early at 6'4".
And a rejection on the defensive end. Vanderbilt dialed in all over the floor. Galvin, transition 3. No good.
The length of Vanderbilt is really impacting Illinois on the interior. They're going to have to stretch things out a little bit. They can't make that one.
Well, free throws coming here for the Illini.
Yeah, this is a long Vanderbilt team on the perimeter, on the interior. That one was blocked by Ayanna Mitchell, who's 6'4". So you've got 6'4" Passat on the perimeter, 6'4" Mitchell.
So Illinois started this game making 3 of their first 5 shots. And Kim, since they have missed 16 in a row, points have come from free throws, and they're going to shoot another here because of a lane violation.
I think they've been a little sped up by this high-pressure defense of Vanderbilt. They've been able to get a bunch of offensive rebounds, but not just one-hand passes that across the baseline into Jada Brown, who's a really solid three-point shooter off the bench.
Weber lost the handle, keeps it alive, falls to Wallace. Another miss for the Illini, and they give it away. 2-on-1. Blakes and Galvin. Blakes takes it herself. Can't finish it at the rim. Wallace shooting herself hot. Illinois' leading scorer reigns in her first 3 of the night.
Illinois maybe starting to take a little bit of a deep breath. Barry Wallace, 18 points per game, had 18 in the first round. They need her to settle in.
Passat buries it. Justine Passat has taken over. She's got 10 to lead all scorers tonight.
Vanderbilt had 5 players in double figures in the first round win against High Point. Passat was not one of them, but she is big time in the mix here tonight.
Yeah, Michaela Blake, she's 2 of 8 with 5 points. It's been Justine Passat leading the way. And she draws the foul there, so Vanderbilt ball.
Michaela Blake's doing a nice job of being unselfish, kicking out of double teams. Justine Passat has drained a couple so far, and then she makes the play on the defensive end as well. Her improvement from junior year 99 and 2000.
Aubrey Galvin at the line to shoot two, the SEC Freshman of the Year. An Illinois native. Her brother goes to Illinois. Her father went to Illinois. Now trying to knock the Illini out here in the second round and keep her season alive.
And Shauna Green, she's already battling some adversity here. 3 of her starters. And Ciara Parchment, the freshman who had 21 in the first round, she's been sitting on the bench with the 2 fouls. Jasmine Brown-Hager, she was the primary defensive assignment for Michaela Blake's early. She's sidelined.
Yep, Wallace and Parchment shot a combined 16 of 24 with the win against Colorado Saturday night. Tonight, just 3 of 14. Credit that Vanderbilt defense. Here's Wallace going to work. Connects on that one.
That time Illinois played with a little bit more space and composure offensively, allowing Barry Wallace some space to operate off of that screen at 6'1", very skilled player with the ball in her hands.
Offensive foul. And Galvin thought she was on the receiving end, and instead is whistled for it. We told you earlier that Galvin and Jackson have some history.
From the high school courts in Chicago to the big stage here in Nashville. I think Galvin just got another one. Same type of play. She did.
Well, Galvin and Jackson, if you missed it earlier, finished 1-2 in the Illinois Miss Basketball voting a year ago. And we talked about their history, and both were pretty tight-lipped when it came to it.
Same position, same height, 5'6" point guards. That one I don't think was as clear as the one before, where Galvin really put 2 hands and shoved her a little bit. That one, I mean, it's hard to let something go when a player falls to the floor, but Galvin has to go to the bench. As we look at that controversial voting again. Galvin had one more first place vote, but didn't get the nod.
And Galvin's done a great job so far defending Jackson. Now with her out of the game, Jackson goes to work off the mark. And another foul as this game continues its physical first half. This one whistled against Illinois.
This is also another intangible that you don't see on the stat sheet for Michaela Blake. She has the ability to get teams into foul trouble because she moves so well off the ball. She drives so hard. As we mentioned, 3 Illinois starters already on the bench with 2 fouls. Well, Guyton's back in the game with 2, but 3 starters have 2 fouls.
And she is always moving. You know, during the Vanderbilt shoot-around yesterday, we were told that they track her, and she averages 4.6 miles covered over the course of a game. Now, the average for a WNBA player that wears the same technology, between 2.3 and 2.4. Double for Blake's.
That's insane, and her endurance is remarkable. And she did tell us yesterday when we talked to her, not only was she on the track team and growing up, she did cross country as well, so that adds up. Helps
with your stamina. Illinois trying to cut it to single digits here at the end of the first half. 3 minutes left in it. Jackson trapped. And they say she dribbled out of bounds. The freshman disagrees with the call, urging Shauna Green for an appeal.
Vanderbilt loves the traps. You'll see it off of the full court press. You'll see it in the half court. It's a Vanderbilt team. A lot of talk about their offense, but they also force 20 turnovers per game, just completely boxing in the freshmen there with that sideline.
Here's Barry Wallace after the Jackalenga miss. Wallace looking to go coast to coast, called for the offensive foul.
Easy call there for the officiating crew. Jackalenga, Ncaa, plenty of time to get her guarding position, and Barry Wallace trying to force things and completely extends that arm right into the chest of Ncaa.
Wallace playing with that mask ever since the broken nose she picked up in early February. Her teammates jokingly call her Batman. They're going to need her to be a superhero the rest of this game trailing by 12. Sophomore leading scorer been quiet in this first half. Only 5 points to her name.
Especially with Parchment on the bench.
And another foul. Letty Vasconcelos will go to the line to shoot 2. She's made a great impact. Usually a 6-player rotation. Vasconcelos has been the 7th. And that's been a good move for Illinois so far. Coming up at halftime, Degree in the studio. Christine Williamson and crew will have you covered on what was a wild start to the day here in the second round. Huge upset win for Virginia at Iowa.
How about
overtime
Virginia?
Thriller, and then Kentucky takes down West Virginia and Morgantown.
I think I heard our colleague Matt Schumacher, who was in Iowa City, saying that's the first time the team has gone from the first 4 to the Sweet 16. Virginia winning 3 games in 5 days.
An incredible accomplishment. And I think to do it as a road team, right, makes it even more impressive on the women's side compared to the men's, where you're at neutral site.
And not just to do it on the road, but to do it at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Yeah.
I have called a good amount of games there. That's as tough as a place to play as anywhere in the country. Illinois knows that well. They nearly took down the Hawkeyes on that floor this season.
Under a minute 30 left to this first half. Vanderbilt an 11-point advantage. Galvin pull-up pop. Missed it.
Galvin's got to be careful, coach, putting her back in the game with the 2 fouls.
Destiny Jackson calling for it, and she gets it. Only 2 points for the freshman. The blow by, and blocked from behind, an offensive foul called. Great defense from Vanderbilt.
I mean, this started off as an incredible move from Destiny Jackson. Michaela Blakes, a lot of talk about her as a scorer, but she gets her feet set before Destiny Jackson leaves the floor for her attempt. That's the rule for legal guarding position. What a play from Blakes.
Blake, step back 3. Got it!
Coach Shauna Green absolutely livid, calling for a moving screen. She was right in the face of the officials, chasing him down the sideline. They're chasing her.
Final possession of the first half after the Blakes 3. Wallace trying to answer, and she does. Passat. NCAA Women's second round presented by Intuit TurboTax. Vanderbilt trying to protect this double-digit lead in the second half. Passat. Money. Justine Passat been red hot.
And she stays aggressive. Illinois took away Michaela Blakes on that entire possession, and patience from the Commodores to find an open teammate.
Guyton looking for that immediate answer. Too much on it. Blakes between the legs to Passat, who leads all scorers. And turnover on the travel. Michaela Blake's not just a scorer. She's got some style on her handle as well. Even though it didn't result into points. A crafty pass there.
You got to watch this through the leg. That would have been fire if Passat just stepped in and drained the 3, but she was a little far out from behind the arc.
I feel like you still have an obligation to put it up just on the off chance it goes. Blakes gets the rebound from her bottom, doing it all to start the second half. Deep 3, left it short. Well, Illinois is getting the stops they need on the defensive end. Now can they convert on the offensive end, where they have really struggled, shooting 22% from the floor.
Ciara Parchment down there on the block. She's the one they need to get going. She had 21 in the first round. Battled a lot of foul trouble here in the first half.
Shot clock down to 7. Aaliyah Guyton in attack mode. Got a good look, couldn't finish it. Offensive rebound. That is the 13th offensive rebound for Illinois tonight. And they cash in with Parchment.
And then has gotten that step back a couple times now.
Wallace all alone at the free throw line. She'll make you pay.
Wallace has been their most consistent scorer all season long. The sophomore, all Big Ten first team, 18 a game.
And she's up to 10 tonight. Playing with that mask for the last month and a half with a broken nose. Foul called, a block against Illinois. Wallace, the toughness to play through that broken nose. She did it in a practice day before they played Oregon. They were actually at Nike on Coach K court, so the mask came out. She played the next day. And Parchment checks out of this game with her third foul. Big loss for the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first half. Michaela Blakes can get a team into foul trouble.
Brown goes inside. It was well defended by Illinois. Stays Vanderbilt ball underneath their own hoop. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Handoff. Blake swings it. Deep three. It's good. Justine Passat drills another one from deep.
It's so important to Vanderbilt's success when Passat is looking for a shot and, of course, making them, because Michaela Blakes is running into double team. She's making the right reads to kick out, and tonight Passat is knocking them down.
Passat's third three. She leads all scorers with 15. Wallace battling, count it, plus the foul for Barry Wallace. Oh, we were just talking about Wallace's, the leading scorer, started slow, missed her first 6 shots since. She has connected on 5 of her last 7. Wallace, 1 of 9, 4 brothers, 4 sisters. When we talk about her toughness with the broken nose, that's where you get that toughness from, growing up in a big family like that. From Pickerington, Ohio. Couldn't complete the and one. Galvin fouled shooting 3, and that'll send the SEC Freshman of the Year to shoot 3 free throws, where she is just under 80% from the line.
This is a veteran move to draw the foul, to maybe act a little bit, be a little dramatic on the way down to get that whistle. There was certainly contact, and we've already talked about the relationship between those two, maybe the top 2 players in Illinois last season, and this foul trouble has just been a concern for the Fighting Illini all game long. They're a team that really only plays 6 or 7 deep, so to have 2 starters, and those 2 really led them in the first round, Parchment and Jackson.
Yeah, Shauna Green does not have a deep bench to turn to. And with your season on the line, trailing by 11, you probably have to gamble with the foul trouble and get those players back on the court sooner rather than later.
Yeah, there was a player there in street clothes that they wish could suit up. That's Gretchen Dolan, who was a starter for them for the first 17 games, was putting up about 13 points per game. Her season, unfortunately, came to an end for the 2nd season in a row. And that's Gretchen Dolan right there. Big piece, huge loss for Illinois to not have her for the later part of the regular season and, of course, the postseason.
Dolan, a huge miss, out for the season, and they've weathered that storm. And when you lose a starter like that, it can railroad your season. Illinois actually played very well in the Big Ten tournament, found some confidence coming in to the NCAA tournament.
But still, Jay, despite all this, foul trouble, low shooting percentage, Illinois has cut this to a single-digit game. They haven't been able to get consistent stops on this end. Can that change?
Galvin says no way. Drains another 3.
She really got going in the second half of the first round game. We'll see if she has that similar thing in mind today. She's in the double figures.
Every time Illinois gets it within striking distance with the lead under 10, Vanderbilt has answered. Blakes fires a three. Got it! Elite, generational talent tier. It means something.
Yeah, and the words were spot on. We had the chance to have a nice conversation with Michaela yesterday, and she is the most humble kid, well-spoken, really cares about academics. And once again, she chose to go a different path. A McDonald's All-American, a top 10 recruit. She could have gone anywhere that was an already established program. She said she really wanted to come with Shea Ralph. She believed in her vision. She believed in the relationships that Shea Ralph was building with her. Wow, has it paid off in 2 years.
Blakes gets the rebound there. She does it all for this Vanderbilt team. The headline reads nation's leading scorer, but she does so much on the court, off the court. Passat drains another three off the assist from Blakes. It's a 9-0 Vanderbilt run.
That's a perfect example of the talent around Blakes. 4 double-digit scorers on this Vanderbilt team. Blakes gets 4 assists per game. She gets 3 steals per game. She's more than just a prolific scorer.
Passat's 4th three tonight. She has been a difference maker. Vanderbilt started ice cold from 3, 2 of 10. Since then, they've knocked down 7 of their last 9. As Parchment back in the game, playing with 3 fouls, ends the 9-0 run.
Yeah, it's been hard for Parchment to get into a rhythm because she's been in and out of the game with foul trouble, but Shauna Green knowing she needs her freshman back in the game, and she answers the call instantly.
Blakes fires again. She's heating up. Microwave Michaela. She can heat up in a hurry.
We heard it in the clip from Shea Ralph. We heard it from Michaela yesterday. She told us, I just do the easiest things I can to score. And that's simple reads, reading the defense, curling. That's what she did right there on that shot.
Blake's up to 20 points tonight. 10 have come in this third quarter. Parchment loses the handle. Scramble for the ball. Possession arrow with Illinois.
Michaela Blakes, I mean, she keeps the ball alive there while falling, dishes out to just is late, is under the screen, is behind the screen, and Michaela Blakes takes that shot. She makes about 3 threes per game at 36% on the season.
And now Vanderbilt has separated in this third quarter. Another miss for Illinois. It'll stay a Illini ball. Jada Brown let that go out of bounds when she could have grabbed it. Vanderbilt has made their last 5 shots, pulling away here with less than 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Brown Hager, good take for 2.
Brown Hager breaks up a 12-2 run for Vandy. Vandy got loose, got hot on this end of the floor. Can they lock back in defensively to take away some momentum?
Blakes got it again. Michaela Blakes has taken over.
Blakes said, no chance. Let me shut the door right now. And again, just simple plays, simple reads. They've chased over screens. They've been behind screens. And she's taking what the defense is giving her. She's done it all season long.
Weber felt like Illinois needed that 3. They don't get it. All the momentum with Blakes and Vandy. That time off the mark.
I'm laughing at her reaction. Hey, I would have gone for that too. If I'm Michaela Blakes, leading scorer, got the hot hands, I'd be pulling up at any moment.
Always smiling. An incredible disposition. Feels like another day, another record. On Saturday night, she set the Vanderbilt single-season scoring record, which has stood since 1989-1990. This time, Blake's defending on the inside, and she did great.
How about the team defense? Not just Blake's, 3 different players surrounding Parchment, and they force another turnover for Illinois.
Shot clock is off at the end of this third quarter. Blake's looking to add to this 19-point Vanderbilt lead. How about the shake? Rolls off the rim, everything but the finish. And that'll bring the third quarter to a close.
That was too bad, Jay, because that was some filthy ball handling work from Ncaa Blakes.
Vanderbilt in front, a comfortable 19-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. Away from a trip to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, what a tremendous coach. She obviously spent 13 years at her alma mater, UConn, alongside Gino Auriemma, Chris Daly, and she has just been so good. And I think we said this in the first half. I think the success has come a year or two early than people may have been tracking, because Vanderbilt was picked 8th in the SEC preseason poll.
Also the belief of Director of Athletics, Dr. Candace Story-Lee, who has engineered perhaps the greatest turnaround of any athletic department in the country. Women's basketball's turnaround, a big part of that, as Jackalenga connects on another easy two. Dr. Lee played women's hoops here at Vanderbilt, was part of a 2002 SEC championship team and wanted to bring them back to that level, and they have, with her and Shea Ralph leading the way. Perfect position for Barry Wallace to clean up the spill.
And when we visited with Ncaa Blakes yesterday, Jackson on the steal.
And once again, Wallace.
We were revisiting Ncaa Blake's decision to come here. And relationships with both Shea Ralph and Dr. Lee were two of the things that she mentioned right away.
Perfect bounce pass from Blakes. But Jackalenga cashes it again.
And Coach Ralph, also an excellent recruiter, the one who found Aubrey Galvin, who is not an All-American and not a top 100 recruit, and she develops her into the SEC Freshman of the Year.
Blakes takes it away. Weaves through, dishes it off again. Everything but the finish from Jackalenga. Fouls her own miss and still can't connect. I imagine, Kim, if you're Illinois, you know you only got 8 minutes to save your season. Trailing by 19, you've got to start firing quickly, might get more aggressive on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think the last few possessions you may have seen a little bit of fatigue settling in for this team that only plays 6 or 7 deep. How about Aubrey Galvin trying to go one-on-one with the 6'3" post player? Aubrey Galvin, 5'6", gets the switch. And the crowd wanted an offensive foul or maybe a travel. They don't get either. The crowd is booing, but another freshman, Ciara Parchment, heads to the free throw line.
Looked like it really was a travel.
Yeah, I mean, I think they may have missed a step or two there. Shout out to, again, Aubrey Galvin.
She's given up a mere foot in this battle.
Looks like she may have shuffled that pivot foot a little bit. Either way, I mean, that just shows the type of player that Aubrey Galvin is. And she's upset that she got called for that foul.
Parchment knocks them both down from the line. Illinois goes full court pressure. Barry Wallace ties up Galvin. Possession arrow with Illinois. And a foul called against the Illini off ball. Galvin right in the middle of it again.
Oh, yeah. She's getting her lick back with that one. She's in the mix. She is going to be fun to watch for years to come. The feistiness that she plays with.
Risky pass. Somehow stays alive. Passat kept it in play, and then Blake's lost the handle. Well, since Illinois has cranked up the pressure, Vanderbilt has committed a couple of turnovers here at the start of the fourth quarter. Guyton pull-up pop. Missed it. Galvin there again for the rebound. She's been in the middle of everything. Another unnecessary pass that results in a turnover.
This is not what Shea Ralph wants to see. You want to be able to close out a game strong, not making careless mistakes on your end.
The Illini have failed to...
Anna Mitchell, 6'4" junior, has had some big plays in this game, offensively and defensively, when she's come in off the bench.
Vanderbilt, they've committed 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes, but Illinois failed to make them pay. Big block underneath. Parchment there.
This was a nice pass in from Galvin, but the freshman Parchment comes in from behind with the swat.
Passat feeds it inside. Jackalanga muscling it through. Illinois is doing what they need to defensively. Oh, can't finish it. Blake's off and running. 2-on-1. Leaves it for Galvin. Michaela Blake's her 8th assist, ties a career high. Vandy up
the season. There were a lot of question marks early. They were dropping out of the rankings. Hannah Hidalgo had an entirely new group around her, and they are coming into form at a scary time.
Weber a 3. One thing Illinois has done very well tonight is get offensive rebounds. 16 of them, but they just haven't capitalized for second chance points. Galvin, another steal. How good has she been tonight? Wide open 3. Passat has been terrific from deep. Missed that one though. Connected on 4 threes. Wallace from the corner. That rattles in and out. And Galvin with the heads-up play to preserve possession.
What did Shea Ralph, how did she word it to us about Aubrey Galvin? She said she kind of can play Jedi mind tricks out there with opponents. I feel like we've seen a couple of those moments tonight.
Well, Blake's has done it all. 22 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, so triple-double watch in the final 5 minutes here. Hits the 3! Michaela Blake's! And with that 3, she sets the NCAA sophomore scoring record.
Wow. You cannot say enough about what this young woman from New Jersey is doing. I mean, she is up there with the greats of this college game already.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship continues on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Now the Vanderbilt men, they were a buzzer-beating, thrilling heave at the buzzer from beating Nebraska. Just rimmed out, was halfway down, and that would have sent both Commodores men's and women's teams to the Sweet 16. Vanderbilt 4 minutes away from making it official. They have had a comfortable lead in this second half. Galvin loses the handle. The turnovers have come as a surprise, though. A Vanderbilt team that's been in control, but this fourth quarter, the turnovers are piling up. Five of them.
Yeah,
that's something you can work on in the week between now and Fort Worth.
Exactly. If Vanderbilt hangs on here, there's certainly a couple of categories that I'm sure Shea Ralph is going to go to the film room on. The offensive rebounds have been a concern. The turnovers, they've gotten loose with the ball at times where they've had big, when they shockingly lost in the first round, their first game of the SEC tournament. She didn't see a good level of focus in the practices leading up to that. She was very pleased with the response in practice leading up to this NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that 15 days off between the quarterfinal loss in the SEC tournament to the opening round game. On Saturday night, those spirited practices resulted in a convincing win against High Point and carried over to a second round matchup against Illinois. Foul on the floor will stay Vanderbilt ball. You know, they started the season 20-0, best start in program history, got all the way to the 1 line in a projected bracket. But then 7-4 in the last 11, and highlighted with that quarterfinal loss in the SEC tournament. Blake's quick release couldn't connect. Illinois upping the tempo. Galvin letting this clock tick down to 3 minutes. Vanderbilt fans have waited since 2009 to see their team back in the Sweet 16. What's another 3 minutes? Brown Hager right to the rim, couldn't finish it. Sasha Washington inside, gets the bucket. Vandy goes up by 20. Weber misfires from 3. Day Ralph has emptied her bench. They're waiting to check in. Blakes is fouled and will come out of this game with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. What an incredible performance.
The stats actually just updated to give her 1 more rebound, so it was so close to a triple-double for Michaela Blakes.
What a reception here at Memorial Gymnasium, where Vanderbilt will finish the season undefeated en route to a trip to the Sweet 16. A huge ovation for Michaela Blakes, and rightly so, as Galvin shows off the handles. And while the crowd was giving Blakes all the love, Shea Ralph with an extended hug with Sasha Washington. This will be her final game in Memorial Gymnasium. Fifth-year senior. Ralph told us yesterday Washington was her first phone call when she took the Vanderbilt job in 2001. Washington was the top recruit. Ralph sold her on a vision to stay with her commitment. 5 years later, that dream has become a reality.
You see the emotion here from Sasha Washington. We had an incredible chat with both her and Coach Shea Ralph at the same time yesterday. And Sasha Washington interjected to tell us, Coach Shea Ralph saved my life. She's the reason I'm here right now. She said, I was ready to walk away from this game. I was ready to quit. And Coach Shea Ralph kept me going. We were tearing up during that conversation yesterday. What an incredible relationship between the two. I would imagine there's always going to be a home for Sasha Washington here at Memorial Gymnasium if she wants one.
And you watch Vanderbilt play in the year 2026, and it's easy to see, okay, they're one of the best teams in the SEC. They're one of the best teams in the country. But when Shea Ralph took over 5 years ago, it couldn't have been further from the truth. It was just a vision that Ralph had, and the buy-in she has gotten from players like Sasha Washington, who's played in every single game or been on the bench floor that Ralph has coached here at Vanderbilt. To get her to see the fruits of her labor here in year 5, it sent her team to the Sweet 16. Remarkable.
Yeah, Washington actually had to miss all of last season with a medical